Closed captioning for the Let's Dine Out show provided by Holiday Cafe, your neighborhood diner with 2 locations in Ontario and Mr. D's Diner in Laverne. Ready to satisfy your hunger and budget? Let's Dine Out is made possible by support from Food for Life Baking Company, makers of over 60 organic, all-natural sprouted baked goods, as well as gluten-free and vegan products. Food for Life Baking Company, dedicated to better health since 1964. Foodforlife.com. Sanborn's Air Conditioning and Heating, providing installation, maintenance, and repair of heating and air conditioning systems for home and businesses throughout the Inland Empire. Sanborn's Air Conditioning and Heating, 5-star comfort for 4 generations. Sanborn'sAC.com. And viewers like you, supporting local public television. Thank you.
I'm food critic Alan Borgen, member of the Southern California Restaurant Writers. I've been finding the best restaurants in the Inland Empire and Southern California for over 27 years. This is my job. This is my passion. Let's dine out. Hi, I'm food critic Alan Borgen.
And I'm Trisha Jansen.
Welcome to another delicious edition of the Let's Dine Out show, where we show you some of the best local restaurants in Southern California.
How are you doing, Alan?
Doing okay. I've been, exercising 3 times a week, and it's tough, but I'm getting there.
Well, stick with it, then you can eat more.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Cool.
That's the name of it.
That's what it's all about. Well, speaking of eating, what's on the menu today?
First, we're off to Rancho Cucamonga for some regional Mexican dishes at a new and unique restaurant called Fonda Don Chon. Then we'll travel down the 10 freeway to Laverne for some must-try barbecue at Darnell's Barbecue inside the Corner Butcher Shop. Located in a large, freestanding hacienda-like structure on Foothill Boulevard in Rancho Cucamonga is Fonda Don Chon, a truly unique Mexican restaurant which serves Jalisco-inspired family dishes from the surrounding states of Mexico. As you enter, you are greeted by a tortilla grill, an interior decked out with brightly colored walls with 6 rooms in total, each named after a Mexican state. Under the leadership and owner, Chef Don Chon and Jimmy Roman, this one-of-a-kind restaurant is an exciting, welcomed addition to the IE dining scene.
Well, we finally made it here to Rancho Cucamonga. Not too much traffic, but I'll tell you, this is an incredible restaurant. When you drive by it, it's like huge.
Beautiful.
And then you walk inside and it's even bigger.
Absolutely.
Very, very unusual. So let's start with the first dish, and you can do that one. Chon's Breakfast Caramel, $9.99.
This was a hot metal plate with potatoes and chorizo and green bell peppers and onions, and they tossed the potatoes in a ranchero sauce. So, this was delicious. First of all, it comes out steaming and it's beautiful. And I loved the chorizo, how it was not greasy. Sometimes it's so super greasy, but the flavor of that kind of salty, savory chorizo with that melted egg yolk over it and the yummy potato.
Yeah, it came with 2 eggs, your choice of eggs.
Yep, 2 eggs.
Gotta have it over easy.
For sure get it over easy, because you cut into it and it kind of goos everywhere. I really like this. Again, I'm not a huge chorizo fan, but I loved it. It was very lean chorizo, and just the saltiness of the chorizo just worked so well with the egg yolk.
It really
loved
did.
it.
And
Yeah.
for $10, it's a pretty amazing deal. Next came a Whopper dish. This is called the 777 Combination Dinner, $17.99. Wow.
Yeah.
This is a massive combination plate with carne asada, half a hard shell shredded beef taco, a sope, cheese enchilada, chili relleno, rice, beans, and freshly made corn tortillas. Everything on a plate had a distinct flavor, but they're all different. It wasn't just thrown together. A lot of thought was put into this dish.
I agree. Sometimes with combinations, they tend to just blend into one another. And this one, you could see each distinct item, and I really liked it. I thought that the corn tortillas were really special. I want to mention that he has them house-made, but also they add something called masca to the corn tortillas, and it has more of a grainy texture to it. So they're kind of, I almost say fatter. Is that our word?
Look at me and say
they're
fatter,
a little chubby. Yeah, they have a nice texture to them. They're very texturally delicious.
Good texture.
Yeah, they really do. So I like that about them. Next, we had Chile's chicken plate, $10.99. This was a 10-ounce portion of chicken, so huge. It was served with a sweet honey chipotle sauce and topped with pineapple, and it had this fruit salad on the side that was like amazing. It was mangoes and apples and red onions with walnuts and cantaloupe in it, and then it's served with a baked potato, and it had a salad underneath the fruit as well. This was delicious. I absolutely loved it. The flavor on the chicken was amazing.
It was delicious.
It was a very tropical dish, and the flavors were very bright. So I think it felt healthy. I felt skinnier eating it. I love this. I would highly recommend this plate.
Very good.
Yeah. And next we had arrachara.
You gotta do the
Arrachara.
Perfect.
$17.99. This is 9 ounces of marinated skirt steak for 10 days. I mean, this is a lot of love put into this steak. It's also, they cut their meat in-house, and it's the interior portion of the flank steak.
Yeah, it's the inside.
Yeah, so it's a very high quality cut of meat. Then they flame broil this, and it is, I can't even describe the flavors. It had such an intense, rich, meaty flavor to it.
I thought it was excellent. The Nepali salad, the cold, along with the meat, really went together. Everything was pieced together. That's one thing about these dishes that I've noticed is it's not just thrown on a plate. A lot of Mexican restaurants, they just plop it on and, you know, they don't care. There's a lot of thought given to all the, not only the recipes, but also the presentations. Next came the Supreme Motajete. This is $19.99. Now we had, what you see on the screen here is $24.99.
Right.
It's for 2 people. Actually, you can feed more. This is gigantic. This is a volcanic stone motajete filled with charbroiled chicken, steak, shrimp, nopal, which is cactus, cilantro, green onion, and a delicious tomatillo sauce topped with melted Oaxaca cheese. All I have here is sensational.
Oh.
Just watching the bubbling, as we're filming, we're looking at it, it just bubbles, and I feel like brewing the kettle, that, you know, like a witch, you know, but the flavors, the smells were amazing, and this is just one heck of a dish.
This dish, the presentation alone was so impressive. This was amazing. The flavors in this were so complex. The broth in it, when it mixed with the cheese, it almost, you could eat it like a soup afterwards.
At first, when it came with I think 2 or 3 blocks of the cheese.
2 big ones.
And I thought, shouldn't this be melted? But when it melts inside the sauce, so it becomes, you know, it works together, homogenizes together, and it's delicious.
Yeah, and the avocado again, the cheese and the avocado help balance out the heat. There is an intense heat to the sauce. It has an evolution, and it does hit you, but the cheese and the avocado help counterbalance that flavor. And the meats were very tender. We didn't really talk about how tender the 3 proteins that were in there, the chicken,
the
steak,
shrimp was succulent, sweet.
Perfectly cooked. This is the one meal, if you come here, you have to get.
Now, this is a must dish.
Must get. Next, we had the spinach enchiladas, $9.99. 3 of those beautiful, chubby corn tortillas filled with spinach and a mixture of cheese and queso crema with the Oaxaca cheese. These were great. They reminded me of what I would think of a spinach crepe, if you will, with a cheesy sauce on top, and then some more melted sauce, melted cheese and sour cream, the crema. Delicious.
It was real creamy and rich. It's a really beautiful
It's a beautiful dish. They use fresh spinach, which I don't know if I mentioned. The only thing I would say about that is I would probably blend the spinach a little bit more. Spinach can be stringy, sometimes difficult to manage, so I would probably blend the spinach up a little bit more.
But when's the last time you saw fresh spinach?
Well, you don't, and that's the thing. And the flavors were very bright. They really were. They were very fresh and bright. And how can you go wrong with cheese sauce? I mean, throw cheese sauce on anything, it'd be fantastic.
A lot of cheese is used
That's a
here.
winner.
Next came the Papalato. Jimmy, the owner, told me to say it that way. $24.99. Wow.
Yeah.
This is 2 large filet of sole fillets that were stuffed with octopus, scallops, shrimp, Mexican-style abalone, which is really calamari, onions, bell peppers. It's baked in tinfoil in a Chardonnay mushroom sauce. Comes to your table. They open it up nice and slowly, and all of a sudden you see. First, the aromas overtake your senses, and then you see the smoke coming out, and it opens up in a beautiful presentation. It's got colors, it's got all the different flavors of the sea. It had a little hotness to this. All their dishes have a very slight kick to it.
Yeah.
I gotta warn you with it, but again, this is the type of dish that you wanna come and enjoy. This is easy enough for 2 people. I would say even 3 people.
For sure. I agree. This is a beautiful dish. Healthy is the one thing that I was waiting for you to say since you're trying to be healthier.
Well, we just ate 14 other dishes before this, so no, it is. It's very
It's a very
light.
healthy. It's it's all this fresh seafood that's so delicious and very basic. And the sauces are a little spicy, but they're everything's balanced here. You know, if there is a little bit of a kick to it, it has either the corn tortillas help, the avocado. There's always something that helps kind of counterbalance
Well,
that.
the Chardonnay, along with the natural
Yes.
juices of the fish and all the seafood, really, it's almost like a great seafood broth.
It really is, and again, I love the kind of the culinary tastes that you get in there. You get all those flavors and all those different senses. I loved
So
it.
good.
It was beautiful.
Then there was dessert.
Yes.
Take it away.
Well, this, I was excited about this because I love flan, and this was amazing. This is called the Choco Flan, $6.99. It's a homemade flan and chocolate cake combined, stacked together. And what happens is with the flan, the juices seep into that chocolate cake. So when they plate it, it's this ooey, gooey,
Super moist.
fudgy love. I mean, it's the gooeyest, yummiest chocolate cake ever with the beautiful creaminess of the flan. And they serve it with a candied, I believe it's walnuts. Yeah, candied walnuts with whipped cream and a strawberry on top. This was amazing. I don't even have words. It took my breath
Well,
away.
I wanted to thank you for bringing me a half a spoonful of it.
I don't think you got
really
any.
appreciate
Did
it.
you taste it?
No, I tasted part of the whipped cream. So I wanted to thank you. I mean, you were busy.
I was like, no.
Yeah.
It was so good. And in fact, everybody that was standing around us when we were plating it was like,
What is that? What is that?
how is that so moist? And it's the sauce that it's ingenious. You must get this dessert. You must get it. It's that good.
Speaking of genius, speaking of great items, what were some of your favorites?
Well, for sure the Choco Flan. I mean, if I didn't get more excited about that, I don't know what. I have to say that the Supreme
Monteheke, yeah.
Monteheke, that
close
was
up.
just the flavors in that were just so complex, and I loved it in the presentation. And I have to say the Chile's chicken plate. I love the chicken. I love the sweetness of the marinade in the chicken.
The honey,
and the
chipotle.
fruit. It complemented it so perfectly.
salad, yeah.
Yeah. So those would be my 3.
Mine were the Chili's chicken plate. Again, I love
Okay.
the chipotle honey flavor.
Yeah.
The chicken was very, very
So
moist.
tender.
And it was a nice portion to
Yeah,
it.
huge.
And again, $10.99.
Oh.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
The second one is the Supreme Monteheke.
Monteheke.
I really enjoyed that. I mean, the combination of all the food, the flavors, the textures, can't beat it.
Yeah.
I also liked the papaleno, the fish, the steamed fish, whatever. It was wonderful.
Yeah, it was, the presentation was beautiful and everything. The flavors were very well balanced. And it's very hard to find a Mexican restaurant that can really balance those flavors like this one does. This is a great find. Good job, Alan.
Well, thank you. Plus the service. I mean, when you combine the service,
Yeah.
the quality of food, and the prices, it's one heck of a restaurant.
Yeah.
And this is a restaurant that it really is going to challenge us being one of the best in the Inland Empire. Easily.
I agree. Yeah, this
So,
place is a winner for sure.
well, speaking of winter, we're off to Laverne for some great barbecue at the Corner Butcher Shop. Stay tuned. Open 7 years, the Corner Butcher Shop in Laverne is a neighborhood family butcher shop bringing back old-fashioned customer service and value reminiscent of the small butcher shops that once flourished. The store offers a nice assortment of fresh quality meats, handmade sausages, miscellaneous proteins, gourmet food items, and a nice selection of California wines. If you enjoy barbecue meats, they also serve a variety of delicious lunch and dinner items at Darnell's Barbecue inside the store, where you can dine in or take out. Most everything is made from scratch and smoked on the premises. And with brothers John and Will Fueling and Ricky Rossman overseeing the restaurant, you can be assured that you're in for a real treat when you shop or dine here. Well, Tricia, we're here in Laverne, and this is a great little community, a lot of great restaurants. Now, this restaurant is very popular, and during the weekend they got slammed, so unfortunately, they ran out of a few items like their brisket, and especially their smoked pulled pork. Absolutely delicious, but you have to come back again and try it.
For sure. It's a sign of a good restaurant to run out of their best things.
Well, between the restaurant and just people coming in for the meats and everything else, it's a happening place here. So, But there was a lot of food they did have, so let's get right into it.
Absolutely.
First was their hot dog. Now, $6. Now, this isn't just any other hot dog. This is very, very different. It's about 85% prime Angus beef trimmings, 15% pork Angus trimmings, and it's about 3.5 dogs to a pound. So
Yeah.
it's substantial. It's what's nice is they make it here on the premises. It's dense. It's got I believe the sheepskin snap casing, which I love. It's smoked on the premises. You get a cup of a side. We got a coleslaw, and just fantastic. I love the hot dog. To me, it's one of the best ones. It should be called a steak dog more than a hot dog.
I agree. You'd be hard pressed to find a better hot dog. I think the flavors were just so exceptional, and I love the parts as parts. We're not in it. It's prime cuts of meat in there.
Farmer John should come here.
I agree.
That's all I'm saying. So.
For sure, the best hot dog I think I've
really
ever
is.
had. Yeah, for sure. Next, we had the combo plate, $17.95. We did the half a rack of baby back ribs and 2 sausages. First, on the ribs, they dry rub them and they smoke them for about 4 hours. They were super tender and great smoky flavor. Then on the sausage, we did a linguiça and then a pork bratwurst onion, and the flavors on both of those were so good. You can really tell the difference when a sausage is made in-house versus a commercially prepared sausage. The flavors were delicious. This also can come with 1 large side or 2 small, and we decided to do the chicken salad, which was delicious. It had craisins in it, golden raisins, celery, and bacon. Very good in a mayonnaise type sauce. And then we did a mac salad, and it was your traditional mac salad, mayonnaise-based mac salad, very good. And it came with cornbread and this butter. I have to talk about this butter. It's a honey butter, but it had cinnamon in it, which is a little bit more unique. And kind of like frosting on a cupcake, if you will. So that to me that made me really
that's why you were
excited.
licking it.
Yeah, I was like, kept licking it. So get extra of that honey butter. It's so good.
Now they smoke everything here, again, on the premises. They use red oak wood, so it gives a nice little flavor. It's consistent.
Yeah.
And they use pecan sometimes too. I love the ribs. Everything was smoky, which is great.
Yes.
They make their own barbecue sauce, so it's sweet, a little tangy. And the smoked chicken salad is the best.
It really
that
is.
smokiness, that bacon, the craisins, everything just comes together, and I love their smoked products here.
I agree. I mean, that chicken salad is something you could come and take it to go and make sandwiches at home with it, put
easy.
it on a bed of lettuce. I mean, it's so good.
Next was a burger. Now, this isn't just any burger.
No.
This is the egg bacon cheeseburger loaded. It was $11.95.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. This is prime chuck. It's a half-pound prime chuck burger. It's on a nice roll with mayo, ketchup, lettuce, tomato, crisp pickles, yum yum, onions. Then the burger with great house smoked bacon,
Yes.
a piece of cheese, I think it was American cheese, and then they had over easy egg on top. Absolutely wonderful. Juicy,
Yes.
flavorful,
Yes.
had all the elements of one fantastic gourmet burger.
I have to say, when I took a bite of that burger, instantly, my mouth just went, hello. That was the best burger, really, that I think I've ever had. The flavor of the meat, you can tell the quality of the meat is just unlike any burger you've ever had.
Prime chuck, prime anything is
Yeah.
the best of the best.
And then they smoke it, right?
Right.
So there's that smoky flavor. I can't even describe how great. And then the bacon, it's such a thick cut bacon. This was incredible. I mean,
Very
this
good.
burger, seriously, come and get the burger. It's that
Very good.
Yeah, it's worth the drive. For sure. Next, we had the barbecue chicken salad, $9.95. Now, I suggested to add bacon, so it's $1.50 if you want to add bacon. I highly suggest you do that. This was a beautiful bed of just mixed greens. It had sliced, beautiful barbecue chicken breast on top, plenty, a lot. I didn't ask exactly how many ounces, but I would say about a chicken breast worth.
There's quite a bit.
Yeah, and then cucumbers, carrots, tomato, corn, kidney beans, with a ranch dressing, and I drizzled the barbecue sauce on it with the ranch dressing, which was really good.
At first, I thought, oh no, she's
Why
gonna
is she doing
spoil
that?
it. But it was really
It was good. I love this salad. Again, I added the bacon. I would highly suggest you add that. I felt like it needed some cheese, because that's sort of my favorite. Oh, please. I think it did. I think cheese would have added another level of yumminess to it. Is that a word? Yumminess. So that would be my only suggestion. I also think the chicken, it's big, so maybe cutting it up in smaller pieces would be a little bit more manageable, but the salad had great flavor. The chicken is just tender.
And the chicken smoked like all
Yes.
the other meats here. I like to see a little more crunch to it, whether
Yeah.
it's nuts or
Yeah.
noodles or something.
I think a nut would be great.
Something
Like
crunch.
a a candied walnut or some sort of nut on it would be great. Just for the
Anything like that
crunch.
stuff,
Yeah,
right.
I loved it though. I highly suggest it.
Then we had a pastrami sandwich. This was $8.50. Delicious pastrami. Now,
Yeah.
it's about 8 ounces. Now, they basically brine it and
Yep.
then they smoke it
Yep.
themselves. So everything's done, again, on the premises here.
Yeah.
It was lean, it was tender, it was juicy, a little peppery. You get one side with that. We had potato salad, which is nice and creamy and big chunks of potato. And if you like pastrami, this is real pastrami. This isn't like the Hat or some of these other places that they say they're pastrami, but it's all gristle and fat. This is real pastrami.
Again, I'm not a huge pastrami person, and there is some fat on the pastrami, but
You need it.
You do. The flavor of that pastrami, seriously, I went in for like 4 bites. It had the best taste to me, smoky, lean, but tender. I cannot say enough about that
Nice
pastrami.
crispy roll. It was
Yeah, it was great. I mean, I would come back for that in a minute.
You're
So
coming
good.
back for everything, it looks like.
I know. Geez, I gained 10 pounds being here. The next thing we had was the barbecue chicken plate, $10.95. It's about 1.5 pounds. It's a half a chicken, just dry rubbed, smoked for 4 hours, loved, and whatever they do to it. Ancient secrets that they won't tell us, but whatever they do, it works. This also came with cornbread with that honey butter, and then you can again get 1 large or 2 sides. This was just smoky, tender chicken. What can I say? Great barbecue chicken.
Right. We had coleslaw, and it was so good we had to order another one.
Yeah, we ordered more
The only-
coleslaw.
They also have beans here, but what they ran out on one of those things they ran out of.
Yeah.
But their beans are very, very good here. And again, this is a restaurant that they'll do most anything for you.
Sure.
And if they can do it, they will.
Absolutely.
So that's very important. Also, with the burger, I want to mention there was some chips that were, I think it was like a Bloody Mary chips, I think it was the style. It had some spice to it, very different than any other
They
chip
were.
I've
They were
had.
zippy chips.
Uh-huh.
I did talk to the owner about. I said, "You need to have mac and cheese," and he said, "We do." So they
Oh, they
didn't
do?
have it
Okay.
tonight, but they do carry mac and cheese, and that's something that I look for. And I think is a good accompaniment to the type of food that we had. So
Right.
hopefully you come on a night that they have mac and
Plus,
cheese.
This is all comfort food.
It is.
so-
I was missing the mac and cheese.
Speaking of which,
Yeah.
steaks. Now you can buy a steak here,
Correct.
and they'll grill it.
Yes.
Now you have a choice of a New York, a ribeye, or a fillet. It comes with great seasonal vegetables: broccoli, zucchini, red bell peppers.
Yep.
Garden salad. Comes with a corn muffin or garlic bread. It's $34.99. Great, great, juicy steak. Again, you're getting prime steak.
Yes.
Kind of like going to Fleming's. It was very, very delicious, very outstanding. Now, again, this is a very casual restaurant. If you
Yes.
look around,
Yep.
wooden tables. There's 4 or 5. Nothing fancy, and that's what makes this restaurant so neat. You feel like you're eating at home, and this is John and Will's home, basically.
Yeah, I agree. The steak was perfectly cooked, and I think with everything that we tried today, the theme is that the meats and the quality of the meats are so exceptional that everything was off the chart. I mean, it was simple food, but the quality made it just elevated it to
Right.
a new level.
Now, they also have a freezer department where they have things like frog legs.
Yeah.
I think they have elk.
I'm so glad you didn't make us eat that today,
Oh,
Alan.
it's like chicken. It's good. One
Tastes
day
like
we'll get that.
chicken.
But they have all kinds of game here: venisons and buffalo and
Yeah,
ostrich
and
and all that
fish.
stuff.
They do have fish.
Yeah, they have all kinds of stuff
Yeah.
here. So it's not just, and again, it's a high-end butcher shop, but you're paying for quality. It's not your cheap butcher with fat and gristle and crap. This is really, most everything here is prime.
Yeah, if you're going to entertain and you want the best quality, you come here, you get it, you take it home, and you grill it. If you
And
don't want to eat here,
And you
know?
talk about entertaining for catering.
Oh, yeah.
Our radio station, we've used them so many times for their hot dogs, their beans, and everything has been tremendous. People went nuts over there.
Yeah, I can
Now, they also
imagine.
make chili. It's not all the time here,
Right.
but when they do it, I mean, call ahead. It's delicious.
Yeah, I think they do
So-
a lot of seasonal items that aren't always here, so I think you could.
But that's nice
Yeah, it
because
is.
you get surprised. I mean, if you have the same thing every day.
Right, you come in
kinda
and you
boring.
get surprised. They have something new and fabulous to try.
Right. Now, in terms of your favorite items,
Definitely that egg, bacon, and cheese burger. Seriously, I mean, I one bite, I was like, oh my gosh, that was so good. Best burger I've ever had. I would have to say the barbecue chicken salad. I really like the flavors of it, and the chicken, the smoky chicken, you can't go wrong. And I'm gonna say the hot dog. Surprisingly, it's just you'd be hard pressed to find a better hot dog.
this is by far the
Yeah,
best.
I mean, just as simple. We had mustard, relish, and onion on it. I mean, how more simple can you get? And it was perfect.
Exactly. I pretty much agree. The hot
Okay,
dog.
you're a copycat.
The barbecue chicken salad was amazing.
It really was.
The small chunks of the chicken and everything.
Yeah.
The combo plate. You can't get better than the ribs and the sausages. You've got to get the sausage whether it's in a sandwich or a sausage plate. I mean, you just have to get sausage and everything. Well, there, folks, you got it. Another great show today. We put on a lot of weight for you. And again, we're givers, right? So until next week, I hope you have some great journeys out there finding new restaurants. And, you know, we tried the food here, and at the other restaurant, it's your turn now. So until next week, food critic Alan Borgen
And Trisha Jansen.
happy eating, everybody.
Let's dine out.
Closed captioning for the Let's Dine Out show provided by Holiday Cafe, your neighborhood diner with 2 locations in Ontario and Mr. D's Diner in Laverne. Ready to satisfy your hunger and budget? Let's Dine Out is made possible by support from Food for Life Baking Company, makers of over 60 organic, all-natural sprouted baked goods, as well as gluten-free and vegan products. Food for Life Baking Company, dedicated to better health since 1964. Foodforlife.com. Sanborn's Air Conditioning and Heating, providing installation, maintenance, and repair of heating and air conditioning systems for home and businesses throughout the Inland Empire. Sanborn's Air Conditioning and Heating, 5-star comfort for 4 generations. Sanborn'sAC.com. And viewers like you, supporting local public television. Thank you.